This is from the Triton Jeju high roller cash game. We're playing 1 million, 2 million with a 2 million ante, but that's Korean won, so it's basically 1,000, 2,000 US with a $2,000 ante. I'm gonna probably speak in US dollars.
It's real money, but it looks like not real money.
You can buy a car with that.
We were doing, I think it was triple straddles for a few rounds. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. And this hand remains on the button. And, you know, I just replayed it before commentating, and the commentator said that he called blind.
It's a triple straddle and a button blind call pre-flop.
But I'm almost positive they got that wrong. I remember this hand, it was a pretty big one, and I think he called from the button. A lot of these guys were playing a little tight with the straddles on so big. So I thought Romain calling from the button, he probably didn't have a great hand. He might be trapping a little bit at the time. I have king queen suited, I'm pretty happy with it. I have effectively about 31 big blinds, if you consider the biggest straddle a big blind. Now it's not exactly the same because you're a little out of position and stuff, but it's quite similar. So I raised my king queen suited.
This is a triple straddle and a button blind call pre-flop. Dwan's gonna go for a king queen suited. So Romain in for 16K with 5-4 offsuit right now. He's got position and he's gonna call.
Romain calls his 4-5 offsuit. A little ambitious by him, but reasonable with the size I made it and stuff. And it comes ace 4-4.
Oh my gosh, he flopped trip fours.
I did actually.
Dwan is the pre-flop raiser. He's not gonna put Romain on a 4. It's a triple straddle pot. 60 million is about 55,000.
I bet about 40% of the pot, expecting him to let go of a lot of his hands. He just, with having this effective 31 big blindish stack and people playing tight, he really isn't gonna have an ace in his hand that often. With having such a short stack, I don't think he's gonna have a 4 in his hand too often. And so I bet and he calls, and I'm not happy to be called. Obviously, I'm just hoping he folds his hand. There's actually still a small chance my king queen high could be good. You know, he could have something like king 10, king jack, maybe even like a queen jack with a backdoor flush draw and call the small bet I made. But yeah, most of the time I'm gonna either be behind or he's gonna be floating with the hand planning the bluff.
He's gonna try to blow him off of like a weak ace type hand. Turn card is the 7. 250,000 in the middle. Dwan is drawing dead. Dwan is thinking about barreling again, but he's going to check Romain.
So the turn's a 7. I choose to check it. Sometimes you're gonna keep going here, but a lot of times it makes sense to give it a check. Romain checks behind. Then the river's a queen, so I hit 2 pair. If Romain had an ace or a 4, obviously this doesn't make a difference. But he really, you know, he probably doesn't have an ace that often. He probably doesn't have a 4 that often. And I think some of the hands he had that I beat are hands like 6s, 8s, 9s, 10s. So obviously this queen would mean I'm now ahead. That said, if he has a hand like 6s, 8s, 9s, 10s, you know, he's just not gonna be betting very often. But if Romain had a hand like queen jack, there's a small chance he could bet it. And he can definitely have a bit of bluffs. And I'm getting basically 4-1 here, so I need to win about 20%. And I think if you watch this hand and look at my facial expressions, you can tell that I don't think I'm winning much over 20%. But I guess at the time, somewhere in my head, I thought it was just a little bit over, and I threw the chip in and got the bad news.
And he calls. Wow. 400K pot. What a hand to end this episode. Romain, a big winner, as well as Lang Yu. We'll see you for the next episode.
Now we're on to the next one.